What is up, y'all? Free agency day one is pretty much in the books. Devin Lloyd still does not know what he wants to do, so technically it's really not over yet. But man, what we are not starting this. We are not starting this. I can't go to bed until Devin Lloyd is signed. I'm just gonna be honest. Devin Lloyd playing in our faces right now. Just can't do it. Cannot do it until Devin Lloyd is signed, man. How's everybody doing though? Let me know if the mic sounds cool. If it's loud enough, I can turn it up. Just want to know if everything is good to go before we get started, because we have a lot to discuss today. We only have one signing today, but it was a big one. Jaylen Phillips, the pass rusher, $30 million a season. It's crazy. It's crazy. But one thing's for certain, y'all, is he's a great player. Great player. But y'all let me know in the chat real quick if everything sounds okay. With the volume, no lag, whatnot. Just y'all let me know what's up in the chat. But nah, man, personally, I cannot go to bed until this is resolved, because Devin Lloyd was our number one player in free agency heading into today, and he's not a Panther right now. Free agency's been on for, 9 hours now? And my boy's still not signed to a team yet. Let me get this on real quick. Let me see real quick. Let me see. Let me pull up Adam Schefter's tweet real quick. Actually, let me pull this up real quick, because I want to start off with Jaylen Phillips, okay? Because that's obviously the biggest signing we made today. The only signing we made today, okay? But that was a huge signing for the Carolina Panthers. I mean, that much money to be signed to a player with that much injury history, it's weird. It's weird. I want to pull up some stuff real quick for you guys. I'm going to share my screen real quick just to show y'all. Sorry. Let me do this. Okay. So this is who we got in free agency, okay? 4 years, $120 million contract is what we signed to Jaylen Phillips earlier today on that big contract. It's interesting, y'all, because I did not expect this at all. I'm going to be super honest. I thought linebacker was going to be the first thing we did today. And before we head into like the film and stuff like that, I want to let y'all know real quick, I don't have any sources, okay? Because I was popping off today on Twitter, using like Adam Schefter and stuff like that, tweeting out quick stuff about our signings and stuff. I have no sources, okay? Everything I say it was a guess today. I have no sources, okay? I am irrelevant. So everything that I was doing today was just guessing. And obviously when I had something, I sourced it, okay? So when I say something on Twitter, you guys do not think I'm doing it just to make it seem like I know stuff, because I don't know anything. I have no sources. Okay, so I do want to make that clear first before we head into anything. Okay, I was popping off Twitter today, so a lot of people thought that I knew stuff. I don't know anything. Okay, I don't know anything about the Carolina Panthers. I have no sources. It's stuff I see off Twitter, right? Which is why when I have something, I source it by a big name like Jeremy Fowler, Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport. When I have something, I source it. I don't just say something just to say something, okay? So I do want to make that clear first before we get started. When it came to like Quay Walker, when I'm tweeting about Devin Lloyd, people were like, you don't know anything. Well, duh. I'm saying this because of things I've seen. Jeremy Fowler said we are the number one player in the Devin Lloyd sweepstakes right now, okay? We were that yesterday. He mentioned that last night, that we are the number one player right now in the Devin Lloyd sweepstakes. Of course I'm going to say stuff today like, it's a Devin Lloyd or bust whenever Quay Walker and Nakobe Dean go to the Raiders, right? It's stuff I see, right? It's not me saying stuff like I know anything. I don't know anything. I don't know nothing when it comes to free agency. I have no sources. It's just stuff that I see, right? I'm always looking on Twitter. I'm always doing my research, right? That's where I get my sources from. And I always tweet my sources. I don't just say stuff, okay? But kind of going to the chats, because y'all are flooding this up real quick. Micah said, as long as we get Devin Lloyd after losing Cade Mays, which really sucks. Oh, yeah, the Cade Mays situation definitely does suck. Before we head into talking about Jaylen Phillips because that's the biggest thing today that we're going to discuss. That's the only thing we've done so far. I'm going to have my tweets up because it's not over yet. Okay, so we have to kind of keep it looking out right now. Devin Lloyd could still sign today or whatnot, but yes, losing K. May was a big one, man. I mean, yes, the center class in this draft is amazing. Jake Slaughter is definitely the best center in this draft class, and you can get him in the second round, third round. He's going to be great. But losing Cade Mays for what they signed him for $8 million a year for 2 years, or I don't know the year count, but it was like $8 million per season. Like you couldn't do that. Like you signed Kenny Pickett for a 1 year, $8 million deal, and you couldn't bring back Cade Mays, arguably your biggest, like arguably cornerstone next to Taylor Moton when it comes to the line being healthy every season, just being consistent. I would say with Cade Mays, and you couldn't do that. Maybe there's something up our sleeve, okay? But the center position kind of got weak. The interior got weak towards later part of the free agency today. The only position that's really open is linebacker. That's it. That's it. Devin Lloyd, Leo Chenal, Caden Ellis is still on the table as well. That's the only position that is still like a deep position right now when it comes to free agency. Center, interior is really not. Like you're going to have to bank on a lot of these positions in the draft. I mean, signing only one player in free agency isn't great. It's not great. But I'm going to pull this up real quick, and we're going to start talking about Jaylen Phillips here in a second. Let me make sure I spelled this guy's name right. Okay, but yeah, the contract terms, as we all know, is pull it up real quick for you. Sorry, I'm slow. But here are the contract situations as we got for Jaylen Phillips, okay? 4 years, $120 million deal. It's a big contract, okay? And honestly, seeing that today was so shocking. I thought we were going linebacker, which is why I have no sources. When I say something, do not believe me, okay? It's just what I see on Twitter and stuff like that. Jaylen Phillips, I did not expect it, especially at this dollar. Okay, of course we had interest yesterday, but $30 million per season on a player that's been injured and hasn't even hit double-digit sacks not one season is a risk, but it's also a high reward because of what he's been able to do as a pass rusher in the league when he's been healthy. Okay, that's the biggest thing when it comes to Jaylen Phillips is this is a high risk, but an even better reward if he pans out being healthy. That's literally what it is. He had a top 7 pressure rate when he was healthy last season, above guys like it's the guy's name on the Broncos. Sorry, I'm blanking, but Nick Bonito. Sorry, yes. He had a higher pressure rate than him. He was around, again, top 7 as a pass rusher in the league. That's where you want to be. That's top dollar number. And people were comparing this like Brian Burns, stuff like that. Like, why are you paying him $30 million? You could have done that to Brian Burns. Jaylen Phillips is more talented than Brian Burns. Okay. I mean, yes, is Brian Burns more proven? I would say no, actually. Just because of the fact that when he's been healthy, he puts up numbers. Okay. So in terms of proven, I don't like that word. It's just injury history. Okay. That's the only thing that, and again, this is a big banking off like healthy, right? But do I like the fact that we put our top dollar on an edge rusher? I do actually, because that's our biggest need, in my opinion, with linebacker, of course. But edge rusher, not being able to get sacks last year, that's our biggest need. And pairing him with Nick Scorin makes him feel a lot better. Going in next season, if Nick Scorin was like your number one player on the edge and you're just banking that he gets better, it's not really a great process to kind of say the least when it comes to that position. Because if you're the Carolina Panthers, man, you gotta develop Nick Scorin, right? And the best way to do that is to put another player next to him that's really good like this. Okay. So the biggest thing, in my opinion, is I don't mind this move at all. Like, I really don't. When I saw $30 million and I was shocked. I was super shocked because not that we signed him, just because of the fact that it was the money involved. Okay. And again, I'll be honest with y'all, I don't mind it at all. I do not mind it at all. Okay. But to kind of touch on some other things real quick, is kind of head into more of the chat. But I'm going to kind of touch more deeply with Jaylen Phillips, kind of what he's done on the Eagles, on the Dolphins. He's been very good. Okay. So for people that don't really have perspective on that and how good he's really been, I'll kind of go over his game count, how many games he's played here in a second, kind of his pressure rate, sacks, all that will be touched on here in a second. But let me see. But yes, Micah, he said, as long as we get Devin Lloyd after losing Cade Mays, Devin Lloyd is literally the player that we got to get. Right? That's literally what it is at this point. We can't swing and miss on Devin Lloyd. And the reason why I think that we are still the number one player in the Devin Lloyd sweepstakes is because of the fact that, again, we were leading with him yesterday. Jeremy Fowler tweeted last night, keep on lookout for the Panthers. Okay. And the Bengals and the Saints are running with us as well. They have no cap space. Both those teams are dead in cap. Okay. I just think he's weighing his options. If you're the Panthers, if you're Dan Morgan, if it's even right now, you got to find a way to up the dollar even a little bit. Okay. Because first of all, he's an elite player. If you can get Jaylen Phillips and Devin Lloyd in one for agency, dude, we are contending next year. Like, am I saying we're going to win the Super Bowl? No, but we are like winning 10 plus games next year. Like, it's not even close. Okay. Especially if you get some development with like Nick Scorin, get some development with Princely, get some development on the offensive side of the ball, like Jalen Coker stays healthy, stuff like that. You're literally you're winning the South next year. Like, it's not a debate. You got to close. And it's going to make it even look even worse if you only sign Jaylen Phillips and you get no depth, because safety, dead of a position right now. It's a horrible position in free agency. Jalen Thompson got signed earlier today to the Cowboys. There's really no good players in safety anymore. Linebacker is the only good position, and that's your biggest need. It's in front of you. If you're Dan Morgan, dude, your biggest needs are in front of you. Like, there's no excuses, and that's the biggest thing. If you're Dan Morgan, there's no excuses whatsoever when it comes to signing another great player. Okay, the fact that. And also, I'm going to be honest with y'all, the fact that we've signed no depth besides Kenny Pickett today shows me that we're probably pursuing Devin Lloyd even harder right now. It's like we are recruiting him. It's like he's in college and we're like giving him so many calls and, DMing him right now. We're probably, really going crazy trying to make sure we close a deal. I don't think we're going to leave out Devin Lloyd. I think Devin Lloyd is going to be a Panther, okay, by Wednesday. I think that's what yes, he's going to wait it out. I don't think he's going to get signed today. Okay. Going to wait it out. But if I'm going to be honest with you guys, I really do think Devin Lloyd is a Panther by Wednesday, because of the fact that there's nobody being signed right now. The Panthers are not signing any depth. Yes, we have a lot of cap space. Is it hard to do anything when you just signed a player to $30 million a year when you had less than $30 million in cap space to play with? Yes. Right. It's going to be hard to restructure and stuff like that. We didn't do really any restructures before free agency today. But it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting because if you sign Devin Lloyd to like $18 million per season, and it's going to be hard to get any depth. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with y'all, the draft is to build the depth. You have a first round pick, you have a second round pick. If you get Devin Lloyd, sign one more player after that, you have the draft in your hands to, fix the roster and everything like that. But you got to get Devin Lloyd. Okay. You cannot lose out on him because another team came in that had less cap space than you and just wanted $1 extra million and they valued that more. No, Devin Lloyd was clearly the favorite to be the Panther last night. Clearly a favorite. And even this morning. And then after we signed Jaylen Phillips, it seemed like it kind of went downhill a little bit and it started getting more close and closer with the Bengals and the Saints came into play. It's like, you can't have that happen. If you're Dan Morgan, you got to close these deals. If you want to become the team that you want to become, you got to close a deal on Devin Lloyd. You got to do it, especially because Quay Walker's out. Now, if you miss on Devin Lloyd and you get Caden Ellis, cool. Okay. After that, there's a big drop off at linebackers. Okay. Is a linebacker position good in this draft? Yes. Okay. But there's no depth that we've signed so far in free agency. So it doesn't make me feel good if we don't get Devin Lloyd. That's the problem. Okay. If you're not going to sign any depth, cool. Get the top free agents. Okay. But if you're not going to get Devin Lloyd, not close on him, give me some depth pieces. Okay. That's the biggest thing when it comes to Dan Morgan right now is you got to close on Devin Lloyd or give me some depth. Because right now, one player, it's just not good enough. Okay. It's not, especially a player with injury history at that. What's up, Kelly? Said, I'm excited, but I've seen a lot about his health. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing, y'all. I'm going to pull up his specific stats real quick on the NFL Pro real quick, show you guys real quick what he's been doing last couple years. Sorry, let me pull this up real quick. But yes, he's in terms of pressure, and when he's healthy, he's one of the best edge rushers, and he has the tools and everything. Like, he has the length, he has the size. Like, he is a prototypical pass rusher in the NFL. He's a prototypical pass rusher in the NFL. But make sure. Okay, no signings yet. I just want to make sure. But yes, when it comes to injury history with Jaylen Phillips, that's the biggest problem. I heard he actually had to medical retire in college. He got back right, but still crazy shows his injury history. Yeah, and that's the biggest thing, man. Is he worth $30 million a year, talent wise? Yes. Yes. Let's be super serious right now. Jaylen Phillips, if you watch the film, which by the way, I'm gonna have a video coming out for y'all tomorrow. As soon as I'm done off this live stream, y'all, I'm making a video for y'all. All right. We are grinding. We are grinding. I'm so hype about Jaylen Phillips. I'm gonna drop a video right after this, or not drop one, just make one. It's gonna come out tomorrow. But we're making a video for day one. I'm super hyped about Jaylen Phillips. The talent is there. It's just the injury history. Okay. It's just the injury history. That's it. He's 26. He's still young, 25, 26, something like that. He's still very young of a player. So he has a ton of, hold on me. Sorry, I'm trying to pull this up for y'all while I'm talking, but he has a ton of life in the league still if he stays healthy because of his talent level. He's super, super talented. So let me see real quick for you guys. Let me pull up the ESPN stats real quick, share my screen with y'all. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to take forever. I'm sorry. Stats. Share Phillips.
Our most powerful blower that exceeds the power of gas. The industry's most powerful cordless pressure washer. And a string trimmer so smart, it loads the line at the push of a.
Yeah, without a doubt. And like Shetty
Hopefully
said,
that did
I think
not.
everyone just assumed like, oh, he's going to be going back to Philly.
Okay, but here's
no matter
stats,
what.
y'all.
But this is the kind
Here's
of move we
stats
talked about it all last
for
year.
y'all real
Carolina
quick.
has go
So
football team.
you
These
guys
are
are
the
not
type
aware.
of
I'm sorry.
moves
I
that you
cannot
can
speak.
envision
But
them
look,
going from a
17
football
games
team
back his
to a
first
great
years.
football team. So what a splash.
First
from
two
the start
seasons
here.
in the league.
Yeah, D-Bot,
First
how
year,
do you feel
8.5
about the
sacks
Jaylen Phillips
on
signing
17
for the
games played.
Carolina Panthers down
Okay.
there in Charlotte? We're starting to take
2022,
football real
17 games played,
serious
had
all
7
this
sacks.
year.
Yeah, first round pick.
After
we came
that,
over to the Eagles.
6.5
We're
sacks.
starting to take football real
2023
serious.
on 8 games played because
going
injury.
in. Yeah, he was
Double
dominant,
that.
and this is
He has
a premium
13 sacks right
position.
there.
You have one
Okay.
of the best
So he's
cornerbacks
already in
in the
double
league on that
digits when it comes
defense
to
with
injury
J.C.
history.
Horn. And now you get a dynamic pass rusher. And, also
And then
a guy who's gonna
2024 played
the
4
runs,
games,
and
had
it's a
1 sack. I mean,
huge
this just
signing
went
for the Panthers.
downhill.
Hey, Carolina
That's
Panthers.
it. It just went downhill. And this season,
Football team.
in
That's
8
good
games,
football team. Cheers
only
to
had 2
them
sacks.
getting that job done.
Okay, so
That's
he
gonna
went
be a
downhill a
boost to
lot.
that
This
entire
is
building.
banking on
Let's
upside.
head over to
If
the
you guys
free
are not seeing
agency
this right
fun
now,
zone.
you're
What are
pretty
your
much
thoughts
banking
on
on
this
upside
move,
when it comes to
Shrek?
Jaylen
Carolina
Phillips.
Panthers are real,
That's it.
and Dan.
Like you're literally telling us
that
right now,
NFC
if
South
you're
all
Dan
of a sudden
Morgan,
might
we're
be
signing
running
this
through.
player because we think he's going to stay healthy. That's it. That's it. I mean, the talent's there. It's there for him to be really good. But you see the numbers. Last year, played 8 games, only had 2 sacks. Was just come back from injury, obviously. But you saw the beginning part of his career when he played a little bit more. He was super, super good when it came to sacks. But let me see. Like I said, and we got to face the Lions upcoming season, 2 against Cade Mays. But hey, maybe Dan Morgan come in with fleece, and knowing the Lions, they get cooked injury O-line, including Mays. Yeah, I see it. See what you're saying. It's just it's weird because Cade Mays didn't even go for that much, which is why it's weird because you could have signed him for what he got. I mean, simple as that. Like you could have signed him for what he got, and I think that's the biggest thing with me is like he didn't go for that much. You could have resigned him. Like I would have much rather you resign Cade Mays, sign Kenny Pickett to the same dollar amount, and just get a quarterback in the draft. Like it's a waste. Like it's a waste. It's a waste. Like you can find good backup quarterbacks nowadays, right? Especially if Bryce stays healthy and he sits behind him the entire year, gets reps in, gets comfortable. When he steps in at some point because of injury, he's going to be okay. Kenny Pickett for 1 year, $8 million is a little bit too much, in my opinion, when it comes to just a backup quarterback. But who knows? What's up, Rob? He said, Kenny Pickett will develop under Canales. I mean, I don't think we need it really because we got Bryce. But in terms of backup, hopefully, I mean, I don't think he's terrible of a backup now. I mean, he started seasons with Steelers, so he's not a terrible backup quarterback. It's just paying that money to him when you could have, put that somewhere else in the depth to the line. You could have got another receiver. You could have got a linebacker, which, again, our goal is Devin Lloyd. That's our goal. I don't think linebacker would have been there. Maybe safety as well. You could have put that money towards. It's just a weird process with how Dan Morgan's running the show right now. That's all. Am I saying he's doing a bad job? No. It's weird because the one signing with Jaylen Phillips, and now you've done nothing but sign Kenny Pickett. If you're not going to sign Devin Lloyd, man, give me some depth. That's it. If you're not going to sign Devin Lloyd, man, give me some depth. Simple as that. What's up, William? He said, this may mean we're going offensive tackle in the draft or best player available. No, I think we were always going to go best player available just because of the fact that Daniel Morgan said that in his presser about 2 weeks ago. At the combine, he said, when everything weighs out, we're going based off need. But he knows his team still has some holes. Okay, he still knows his team still has depth issues at some positions. There's no way this team is talented enough right now for you to go need when you have so much talent at even a lot of needs still, right? So you could just go best player available at those needs. I think we're going best player available, and I think offensive tackle is looking more likely because at this point, man, at this point, there's not a lot of players still left. A lot of people go the first day. A lot of the biggest names go the first day, and you only signed Jaylen Phillips. Okay, so at this point, it's only depth. Like there's really no level. There's no more big time level starters besides linebacker. That's it, and maybe Elkin Jenkins, who just got cut today. Right, that's it though. That's it. Safety, no insane starter levels at safety anymore after Jalen Thompson got signed. Andre Cisco, I don't know if he got signed today actually because he was my number one player in terms of a safety yesterday. Whenever I dropped my kind of fantasy Eve video per se last night, Andre Cisco was on there for me just because of his ability to play zone. I mean, obviously we have Trevon Moore. Trevon Moore is going to be the in-the-box safety. He can play a little bit zone as well, but he's a purely in-the-box safety. We need a zone coverage safety still, like Nick Scott was trying to be, right? Nick Scott, I don't mind if we sign him, honestly, just to be a backup, but to be a starter, no. If you want to take this team to the next level, you cannot have guys like Nick Scott starting in your secondary unless you just have a crazy good defense, which I guess having Mike Jackson, Trevon Moore, and J.C. Horn in your secondary kind of masks Nick Scott a little bit this season, right? He didn't look that bad because of how much talent we had in the secondary. But if you get a good zone coverage safety in the draft or in free agency, dude, you're set. Your secondary is elite. Like you have one of the best secondaries already in the NFL. But if you can get, what is it? If you can get a good zone cover safety, just can play zone, make sure top of the defense is not taken off, you're set, dude. You have Mike Jackson, J.C. Horn, Trevor Moore, and then that free safety that you bring in. But also, nickel corner is a big need as well. And there were not a lot of great nickel corners actually in free agency. But in the draft, that's going to be a big one that we got to be looking at if you're Dan Morgan and if you're the front office. Okay. Williams said, I think Cade only looked good compared to Bozeman. He graded relatively low on run blocking, not too good on pass block. Replaceable in the draft. We got Khalil pick 59 in the day. Yeah, I mean, I do agree. I think centers are definitely replaceable now more than ever because of the fact that you can find good centers a lot of times in the draft. Like as you mentioned, like Jake Slaughter, the fact that he's that good of a player and he's probably going to be a second round pick at best and a fourth round pick at worst shows you how the position can definitely be replaced easier now than before. Okay, so I do agree. All right, so maybe it was a saving money option. Just say, we have a lot of picks this year. Let's go get a center in the draft and see, if he comes in and plays well. Because center is not too much of a, I don't want to say that because it is a very big need on the line. But if you don't have a good tackle, that's the first thing when it comes offensive line is obviously tackle center. If you have a good right left tackle and two guards, centers, I think so the least needed position on the line, in my opinion. So I get your point. Paying a guy $8 million a year at that position maybe isn't great. It's just the fact that we just haven't done anything today besides sign Jaylen Phillips and Kenny Pickett. And then we could have done the same thing, brought Caden Mays back, at kind of a low dollar. It wasn't really that much. I thought he was going to get paid more, honestly, but he didn't. So it's just a bunch of things kind of factoring into kind of what I'm thinking with this. But yeah. All right, to kind of talk about what else is left, I'm going to share my screen really quick for you guys and let you guys know the top free agents left. In free agency. Okay. Kind of add some juice to the stream because we've been just yapping about the same stuff now. Top free agents left on the market. Okay. There's again a lot of linebackers on here. That's literally the only linebackers. But if you want to replace your center, Caden Mays, you got Elkin Jenkins, who just got cut today by the Packers. But you got linebacker Devin Lloyd, Caden Ellis, Dre Greenlaw got cut as well by the Broncos, Leo Chenal, and Bobby Wagner. You have options. Okay, Dre Greenlaw is a great player. I'm not going to lie. If you miss on Devin Lloyd, getting Drake Greenlaw would not be a bad option, just because of the fact that you fixed your first need. Okay, your first need was pass rush, and I agree with a lot of people that were saying on Twitter and stuff like that linebacker won't matter if you don't get the pass rush fixed, right? That I agree with a lot. Which in that case, I do like Dan Morgan's approach a lot more on that. Just getting that out the way, getting your top edge rusher clearly that they valued in free agency was Jaylen Phillips, which I do agree with, honestly, besides Trey Hendrickson, obviously. But Jaylen Phillips was the next best free agent edge rusher if he can stay healthy. Now you go get your linebacker. Now if you can top it off with Devin Lloyd, dude, the draft is where you fill in those holes. If you get Devin Lloyd, if you close on Devin Lloyd, even Caden Ellis or Drake Greenlaw, if you get one of those 3 linebackers, you can even go get another linebacker in the draft. There's so many good linebackers in this draft class. This linebacker free agency and draft class as a whole together is amazing this year. Okay? It's amazing. It's amazing. Free agency, great. If you get Drake Greenlaw and go out there and say, you know what, let's trade down and get Jacob Rodriguez in the first round, or if he falls to 51, which I don't think he will, then you take him. Okay? I mean, you just restructure your entire linebacker room, right? I think Jacob Rodriguez is one of the best players in this draft class. So if you get him in the late first round, early second round, I mean, you're kind of cooking with grease at that position. So it's not that we need to get Devin Lloyd. It's just the fact that you need to get a good linebacker in this free agency cycle. That's it, right? That's the biggest thing. It's not necessarily getting Devin Lloyd as the biggest problem. It's just getting a good linebacker, getting to the draft, and then once you get to the draft, you could just fill those gaps. Okay. Let me see. Let me know if you guys think there's any other big name free agents that you guys think we should go after that I didn't mention. It's just day one's always the biggest. So, if you're the Panthers and you you got a big signing, but you didn't necessarily do anything with the depth or, finish on Devin Lloyd, which I think we're still going to get him. I'm not going to lie. Like if I had to let you guys know now, based off reports, things I've seen yesterday, today, stuff like that when it comes to the linebacker position, I do think we're going to get Devin Lloyd. All right. For everyone that's worried, I do think we will sign him. It's just hard. Like, I don't know if we don't get Devin Lloyd, or we completely out of linebackers. Like, we're just not going to sign a linebacker. I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's Devin Lloyd or bust, to be honest, just because of the fact that if we're putting all of our eggs in one basket, that's what we might be doing. We're trying to close on him, day by day, moment by moment, and then we just miss on Drake Greenlaw, Caden Ellis, Leo Chenal. We miss on all these other linebackers as well, and we don't get a linebacker at all. Okay. If that happens and we don't get a lot of depth either, this was a failure of a free agency. I'll be honest with you guys. All right. Getting Jaylen Phillips was great. But if you're Dan Morgan, if you miss on Devin Lloyd, you have to find a way. You need to find a way to add more depth, at least before the draft. You cannot sit on here and just say, oh, Kenny Pickett and Jaylen Phillips were our biggest signings, and we signed some just players just to add to the roster, but no really depth purposes, if that makes sense. Like, you need to find a way to make this, get more signings. Simple as that. Okay, the draft is where you fill the holes. The free agency, you got to get the best players. You got to. Okay, you got to. I mean, if you let the Bengals or the Saints outbid you for a linebacker that wanted you in the first place, I'm sorry, you failed. You failed as a GM. You failed as an organization, because you cannot let that happen. You cannot. Two teams that have less cap space than you, two teams that are honestly not in a better place than you as an organization right now, especially the Bengals on defense. But the Saints, just not a lot of cap space at all. Like, they've been cap gutter. You don't know where they're going in terms of up or down right now as an organization. You never know. I mean, that's a failure. That's a failure. So Williams said, I'm fixated on Lloyd at this point, but I'm used to the Panthers swinging and missing. Yeah, it's starting to feel like a little bit like a Milton Williams. Good thing we didn't see him get signed today, and it was just like, oh, well, let's hold back. He's kind of weighing his options. I'm glad that he's actually weighing his options and not signing and then pulling out of it If that makes sense, because that was terrible last year. That was terrible. But again, if you're Dan Moore, you got to right your wrongs, okay? Because you swung and missed on Milton Williams. I don't care what anybody says. Last offseason, that was a swing and miss because you had him in your lap. He literally wanted you. You had him for $26 million a year. You could have outbid now. I don't know if the Patriots bidded him in free agency. I can't remember on the top of my head. Maybe this happened. And then he just took it right away. Or if he went back to the Panthers and said, what are you offering me? Okay. I get it. That's a lot of money for an interior player. But imagine Milton Williams and Derek Brown. And then you came back and got Jaylen Phillips. Dude, you have one of the best front fours in the league. Like, simple as that. Like, that's the problem. If you're Dan Morgan, you got to find a way to close on these deals. Like, you got to. Because that's what's going to get us to winning the South at 9 wins, to winning the South with 12 wins and being a contender, is by getting players like Devin Lloyd and Jaylen Phillips all in one free agency cycle. He said, are you a Caleb Banks fan? If he's there and we sign Lloyd, do you think we should draft him? That's interesting. Caleb Banks, I haven't done my full evaluation on yet. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't. It's just a lot of players. I've been trying to get into third round, second round players, first round. Defensive tackle has been a big position. Caleb Banks, I haven't necessarily done my full eval on yet. So I don't want to give you a full definitive answer. All I know is that I see a lot of people saying that he's a little overrated when it comes to defensive tackle, just off pass rush and just cannot get off blocks, stuff like that, just based off film. Like, I've seen film of that as well. But he's also a very, very athletic player, very has great size, okay, as a defensive tackle. So I want to be opposed to it. I wouldn't be opposed to it at all, especially if you want to do that, if you think he's the best player available at that position, or you want to trade down and, get him there as well. I want to be opposed to it. But I do think, honestly, offensive line is still probably where we're going to probably want to go. Honestly, if I'm going to be super honest with you guys, offensive line is probably what I'm thinking right now. If we do not get a tackle here in free agency of worth, we're probably going to go tackle in the first round. If it's a trade, even a trade up, I can see happening, right? But I do think offensive line is just a big need right now for this team. And getting Jaylen Phillips at that money, that might be why we can't do a lot, because we signed him to that big contract, to be honest. But let me see. Sorry, I'm looking at Adam Schefter right now, making sure there's no big signings from us real quick. Just looking. Yeah, Tyler Linderbaum got signed today. Just a lot of people are gone, man. A lot of people are gone and at key positions for this team right now. So it's going to be interesting kind of to see how we close out free agency, because that's going to determine everything. Simple. That's going to determine what we do in the draft, how we close free agency. Okay, tomorrow is going to be a big free agency day. I think tomorrow is going to be really the depth. That's really what we see. First day is getting the stars. Everybody's negotiating for the stars. And then day 2, 3 is when you start negotiating, trying to get depth and stuff like that. So tomorrow, I better see Dan Morgan give me 2, 3 players. If it's not Devin Lloyd, I want 2, 3 extra players for depth pieces. I mean, this could be dragged out to Wednesday with Devin Lloyd, right? But if you're the Panthers, if you're Dan Morgan, man, show us that we're serious, okay? Show us that we're serious. If you sign Devin Lloyd, are you going to have no cap space left? Yes. Okay. But if you look at the top players right now that are signed on the Panthers and that are making the most money, Turk Warren's the only player Turk Warren's the only player that does not deserve it. You got J.C. Horn, Derek Brown up there, Trayvon Moehrig, who else? Robert Hunt. Those players deserve that type of money. All right. And so would Jaylen Phillips and Devin Lloyd. Right? It's kind of just getting to the point where you just are signing these players because they're good and you want to become a contender. That's where we need to be at right now, not just lowball and just protect our money. At the end of the day, cap space is going to go up and down every year. Okay, you're going to lose cap space by signing players. It's going to go up every year. Just spend your money. You have the money for a reason. Spend it and try to be competitive and try to win a Super Bowl. That's the biggest thing. Okay, but tomorrow we need to be focused on depth. Okay, you need to go back to Devin Lloyd tomorrow. Wake up, Dan Morgan, take you a little nap. Wake up tomorrow, call Devin Lloyd, say, what's up, man? I want to renegotiate, get you $20 million a year, come to the Panthers. We're ready to go win a Super Bowl, have one of the best defenses in the league. That's what Dan Morgan needs to be doing tomorrow and giving us some depth at key positions. Simple. Crazy. The first comment too. Go to bed, Unc. Stop. No, I was playing. Nah, but yeah. I'm still looking. Hopefully we sign it. But honestly, I think it's dead today. I don't think Devin Lloyd is going anywhere today. Nah. It's 6:00 where he is right now, but I don't think he will get signed today. I mean, you know how funny it would be if he gets signed like overnight? Like we're all sleep and wake up and Devin Lloyd is a Panther. I wouldn't be upset, but what's up, John? He said center first round. No. Again, because center is a very versatile position, you could put guards there. No, I think that would be kind of dumb, in my opinion, to do center first round just because of the fact that there's other key, bigger positions of need, and you also get the best center in this draft is Jake Slaughter, and he's probably going to be, what is it? Like a second, third round pick. So first round for center, I don't agree with necessarily, but there's a lot of good interior players on the line in the draft. That's for sure. William said, do you think Owe would have been a better edge since then signing than Phillips? He doesn't have the injury history and he went to Washington for cheaper. Honestly, it would have been a better now move, I think, especially to kind of renegotiate with Devin Lloyd. I do think so. Now, is Jaylen Phillips a better player? Yes. Okay. So if we're banking on upside, if you're telling me, right, if there's a narrative out there, right, I get told in the future, hey, Jaylen Phillips plays the entire season next year, he doesn't get injured, then absolutely, I'm absolutely keeping Jaylen Phillips, okay. But if I don't know that right now, honestly, there might be a chance that I just would have taken his contract over Jaylen Phillips just because of the fact that he's obviously has no injury history really. He's still a great player. It's just, again, we banked on the upside. We banked on the injury history. That's what we did. And that's okay because he's worth $30 million a year. If he's healthy, he's worth that money, right? So I'm not worried about the talent. I'm not worried about did we overpay because of the talent? I'm worried about the injury history is what I'm really worried about. And I know probably all of you guys are as well. It's not the talent for most of us, at least. It's just the injury history. But in this case, trying to get Devin Lloyd, it would have made more sense instead of signing Jaylen Phillips. But at the end of the day, we know edge rushers are more of a premium position than linebacker because if you don't have a good pass rush, what are you going to do with a middle linebacker? It's not going to be great. You can't really do much, okay, besides in coverage potentially, right? But again, I'm not upset that we pay the top dollar for an edge rusher. I'm not. It's just if you want Devin Lloyd that bad and signing Jaylen Phillips is now hindering that, then it probably would have been smarter to go with Owe, in my opinion, when it comes to the edge. But that's just my opinion. I love Jaylen Phillips signing. I think it's great. If you sign Devin Lloyd, then it's okay, right? If you can hit on Devin Lloyd and still sign him to the Carolina Panthers by Wednesday or by the time free agency's over, I don't care. Then signing Jaylen Phillips at $30 million a year doesn't offend me, doesn't hurt me. I think it's great for the team if he can stay healthy, right? But if you miss on him, I might blame it on Jaylen Phillips a little bit, just because of the fact that it's a lot of money that you gave out, and it's probably messing you up a little bit when it comes to Devin Lloyd. So that's my thought process on that situation. Who I would assign, preferred when it comes to the edge position. But yeah. Just want to come on here, man. A lot of y'all showed out today. We topped 30 viewers on YouTube. I don't know how many total we got on my Twitter page, but we topped 20 total views on YouTube today, which is great. Or actually 30, sorry. 30, which is great. So appreciate y'all for the support again. We gonna come off here, make a video for y'all tonight. Post that tomorrow. Stay tuned. It's gonna be just like day one recap, probably with some film as well in there. Just per usual, just talking about him. Jaylen Phillips is all we're talking about, and then probably also Devin Lloyd as well. But so y'all stay tuned for that. It's gonna be next crazy couple days, man. Tomorrow's probably gonna be more depth when it comes to free agency, and then hopefully we close with Devin Lloyd. I need it by Wednesday. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be super upset if I see he goes to the Saints specifically or the Bengals, just because of the fact that they have no cap space, dog. You cannot lose out on him, okay? The fact that we are projected, the team to get him, if you can get him and pair him with Jaylen Phillips, dude, you don't need to do anything else. You just go in the draft and now you sign depth. Like, that's your depth opportunity, right? If you go out there and get Jaylen Phillips and Devin Lloyd, bro, I don't care anymore. You don't need to go out there and make any more moves, right? But yeah, y'all stay tuned. Appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Obviously, I'm gonna be live again probably this weekend for y'all. Just kind of probably finish it off when it comes to free agency for you guys. But make sure y'all like if y'all haven't yet. If y'all watching the stream, make sure y'all like the video. If y'all are new, subscribe as well. We're trying to hit 2,000 subscribers, man. Trying to push to that point. So if you guys are new, feel free to subscribe for me. And with that being said, y'all, love every single one of y'all that popped in. We're going to stay consistent, stay grinding, hit 2,000 subscribers. I will not be here without y'all as well. So like this video, and I'll see you.